Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, the noose is tightening around the neck of the Nigerian state. Wherever the Americans go, the United Kingdom is most likely to follow. Guys, I bring you this. Edo/Ondo elections, UK threatens electoral violence masterminds with visa ban and asset seizure. So you remember, of course, that I brought you a video. I think it was actually earlier on today. I've got so many videos I can't keep track of them, but I did bring you the video of the United States taking a position regarding the electoral rigging in Nigeria, saying enough is enough. And as I said, wherever the United States leads, Britain is most likely to follow. Again, the headline: Edo/Ondo election, UK threatens electoral violence masterminds with visa ban and asset seizure. So now let's now see what the United Kingdom's stance is. The United Kingdom government has outlined the different actions it will take against electoral violence sponsors in the forthcoming governorship elections in Ondo and Edo states. According to the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Katrina Liang, some of the actions to be taken against such persons include restrictions on their eligibility to travel to the United Kingdom, restrictions to access to UK-based assets, or prosecution under international law, just as it did after the 2019 elections. Liang also revealed that she has held meetings with the leader of the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party on the Saturday governorship election in Edo State. It is expected that the British Commission will deploy observation missions to both Edo and Ondo polls whilst supporting civil society-led observations. So here is now the statement from the British Commission in Nigeria. The statement reads: the United Kingdom takes a strong stand against election-related violence, and just as we did in the general election in 2019, we will continue to take action against individuals we identify as being responsible for violence during elections. These include restrictions on their eligibility to travel to the United Kingdom, restrictions on access to UK-based assets, or prosecution under international law. So here is now the UK statement complete with the logo. United Kingdom statement on the upcoming Edo and Ondo governorship election. As a friend and partner of Nigeria, we are closely following the lead up to the off-cycle governorship election in Edo and Ondo State, scheduled for September 19 and October 10, respectively. These elections are important both as an essential element of effective governance within both states and an indicator of the strength of Nigeria's democratic institutions. Our High Commissioner to Nigeria, Katrina Liang, has held meetings with leaders of the two main political parties, the APC and the PDP. The discussion focused on the need for the party leaders to prevail on supporters to avoid violence before and after the elections, and we welcome the Edo candidate's signature of the National Peace Committee and INEC convened peace accord today. We will deploy observation missions to both the Edo and Ondo elections and will support civil society-led observations. The United Kingdom takes a strong stand against election-related violence, and just as we did in the general election in 2019, will continue to take actions against individuals we identify as being responsible for violence during the elections. This could include restrictions on their eligibility to travel to the United Kingdom, restrictions on access to UK-based assets, or prosecution under international law. The United Kingdom will continue to provide support and engagement as we move towards these elections. We urge INEC, the police, and other agencies involved to work together to deliver free, fair, and credible elections. And this is signed off, of course, by the British High Commission. So the Brits have taken a stance, as I said. Whenever the Americans sneeze, Britain always catches a cold. So this doesn't really come as any surprise to me, really. But the additional appendage that the Brits have added to this is what really pleases me. Because, of course, what the Americans are doing is to either revoke or not allow visas of travel to people that have been identified as being a sponsor of electoral malpractice within the Nigerian state. But the Brits, the United Kingdom, have taken that a step further because they are now threatening to both seize their assets. And you know, a lot of these people, if not all of them, really have assets in the United Kingdom. They all love Britain. Britain was the country that created the entity called Nigeria, and all of them want their children to have a British education, to have a British accent, to be British-like in their manner, and all of this, and they want to have houses in Chelsea and Hampstead, etc., and Golders Green or wherever. Where's that place that is very popular amongst the Malamis? I forget all of a sudden, but in North London somewhere. So they all love that and they all have that. So now Britain is now threatening to go after that in addition to prosecuting them internationally. So these are just threats at the moment, of course, and I am very uncertain that Britain will ever take this action, because Britain, of course, is one of the, if not the key country that underpins the corruption and the malpractices that goes on within the Nigerian state. A lot of these so-called colonizers, they leave these continents, especially Africa, physically, but they still control it remotely, especially the French. The whole of the Francophone countries are still under French rule, whether you like it or not, because there's a written contract between all these Francophone countries that almost forces them to put a good 80% of their reserves in the French central bank. So effectively, their monies are under the control of France, and if you control the money, you control everything. I think everybody knows that as a general rule of thumb. So let me just not labor this video too much. I just wanted to highlight the fact that Britain has now joined in with the Americans now to put pressure on especially the Edo election, which is coming up, I think, on Saturday, and then subsequently the Ondo election. And then, of course, now we want to see what impact these public statements by these two juggernauts, the United States and the United Kingdom, is going to have on the Nigerian space. So effectively a warning to Oshiomhole from Donald Trump and Boris Johnson. This is what it boils down to. A wagging of the finger and a pointed warning to Oshiomhole from Donald Trump and Boris Johnson. But with our short little man from Edo State heed any of this, because of course it's the Lord Almighty in Edo State, and because he doesn't ever leave Edo State, he continues to be the Lord Almighty in his own mind. Conversations in the comment section. Come share thoughts about all this. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done the clickings, come join me, then let's engage in this conversation. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation up with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.